Hi there, I'm Josh Finn from J&H Aerospace, and this is the Eureka. This is a Norman Marcus design from 1955. So we're filming this here in 2023, and for 2024, this is going to be one of the design models for the U.S. Free Flight Nationals. So this is a British design from, like I said, from the mid-1950s. It's got a good reputation, good flying airplane, well-mannered and whatnot. And we have just released a kit for it. So what I'm going to do is use this both as a video to show you how great it flies, but also how to trim out a power model. So what we're starting off with is an airplane that has a traditional pinch-off assembly. So this is a vintage Taytone pinch-off timer. We're running an OS Max 315 engine on it with a fairly restrictive intake, so it's not going to produce peak power. We're running a bladder system, so we have this pressure bladder for our fuel running through to the timer and around to the intake on the engine. Side-mounted engine per standard British practice of the time, and even fairly current now. This is a BMK RDT system, so if we... hang on a second. Maybe. There we go. Not pressing the button quite right. That releases the tail pops up, all's well.
Looks like he needs stronger rubber bands on the tail.
Probably so. They'll be good enough for now. Alright, so things that we're going to do. So first of all, we're starting off with stab tilt for a right-hand glide. It's not going to show up in the video, but we've got 1/8 inch wash-in on the inner panel on the right side. Left side is flat, and the wingtips are both washed out about 1/8 of an inch. That's the standard setup you want on an airplane like this. We've got it balanced at the recommended CG. And I've got a little bit of incident screw brought in here, so airplane's ready to start gliding. We're not really concerned about getting an excellent glide at this point. So what you're going to do is all you want to do is get a fairly steady glide out of your plane. So in my case, I'm going to just angle it down a little bit here and let it go. Now, that looks pretty nose heavy there. So I'm going to add a little bit of lead to the tail because I think the CG on this airplane is a little conservative. The airplane was designed with a lower powered engine in mind. So a little higher powered engine, you're going to shift the CG back a little bit because you're going to need less incidents to get to the proper flight pattern. Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm putting a little bit of lead under the back of the stab, just because I'm trying to have the airplane look nice. So as you can see, most of these power models have a tendency to come out quite nose heavy. So now, and the reason I'm not adding more incidents in is I think we've already got a fair amount. I may be proven wrong, we'll see. But that's kind of the glide you want to see out of one of those. That's not half bad. Break it. Alright, you can go ahead and fire it up for that, in fact. Alright, so what we're doing now is we're putting the propeller on. The reason we did those test glides without the propeller is that way if the plane goes off to one side or the other, or you mess something up, you don't run the risk of breaking the propeller. Horn works, try the lights.
I think somebody's alarm. It's alarm. Sorry for the neighbor's car alarm.
Do not tell me I don't have a wrench that fits this. Thank you, OS, for having a oddball size nut. There we go. Alright, so that prop will stop in about that angle, so it'll give us good clearance. Now, we noticed the airplane had a nice glide pattern. It's turning correctly, so we're not really concerned about the glide circle that much. We just want to make sure that everything is functioning as it should. The airplane, since it has a very pronounced right glide, it may pull to the right, and that's why we run very short engine runs initially. So our goal is to only have maybe a 1.5 second engine run. And the reason we can get away with such a short engine run is we have the interrupt to deal with it. So now we fire it up.
What do you normally set the DT for on initial runs?
If I were doing a set time DT, I would run about maybe a half second, maybe a smidge more. Very nice. Very nice. Could not ask for much better for a maiden flight. Except maybe for that! Okay, so it's getting dark, but I'll do a quick closeout on this. That motor run was a little longer than what you would really want. And I think the engine may have been a smidge rich. I'll have to review the footage to see if it surged like I think it did. But the one thing as you saw is the airplane climbed straight. It was rolling to the left, and we actually want a left roll because we want the airplane to roll left, but we want it to yaw to the right. So we didn't have any right yaw. The airplane's just going straight and rolling. And so what we want is to induce some right yaw. So at that point, now we'll start dialing in some right rudder. May give it a little bit more stab incidence as well, just to be on the safe side, but everything looks good. As you can see, since the airplane, when the engine cut, it was pointing straight up. That's why you want short DT or radio DT, so as soon as the engine cuts and the airplane starts to slow down, the DT will already activate and bring the airplane safely down. So there we are for first flight prep. And we'll come back when it's light to show the subsequent trimming. All right, so we're back out here on another night. This is my rudder trim tab I've added. So this is just glue sticked onto the rudder, vertical stab. And so this will start getting us rolling to the, yawing to the right a little more. And so if it doesn't yaw enough, then we'll add some more. If it's too much, then we'll take some away. I think we're going to need more, but... Don't go in the tree, don't go in the tree, don't go in the tree, please don't go in the tree. Keep turning, don't go in the tree, keep turning, keep turning. Alright, so we added some more right rudder because it definitely needs it. That's more like it. I'll get a little bit of glide here. Very nice. Very nice. Thing I want to point out, if you noticed in the glide recovery, it took a long time to pull out. So that means we need more incidence. So once we add more incidence, it'll crank around a little better on the climb out. So I think we've got about the right amount of rudder now. So I keep trimming this thing out in the evenings and just, you know, it's gotten cold. Anyway, so after the last flight where I said I was going to increase the incidence, I gave it a test glide and verified that it seems to just be nose heavy. Because if the airplane is climbing and transitioning okay, and it's diving out in the glide, that usually means it's nose heavy. So I took the incidence out and I added some lead to the tail. The last test glide from that looked very nice. I would have shown that on camera if I'd remembered to, but now the plane is full of fuel. And after the last flight, I also had a cactus thorn sticking in the fuel bladder. So, you know, might as well get one flight out of a bladder full of fuel. Okay, well that was interesting. Maybe a little less right rudder. Gotta do something about that engine cutoff. We're still rolling kind of heavy there. But man, look at that glide. Wow. Alright, since we've got some nice daylight here, this fuel line to the engine is clamped. The timer is currently open and we're set for, you know, a few seconds as usual. And then this outlet is clamped. This is our fuel bladder. It's a little bit low on fuel. So at this point, if we plug our syringe in, we can unclamp this. And again, fuel's not going to come out this way, so it can only go in there. Now I hold on to these because sometimes they come loose. And so there's a little bit more fuel in. Now I clip that off and I pull this back a little bit to remove any pressure in this line so fuel doesn't spray everywhere when I disconnect. And so now what I will do is I'm going to connect power to the glow plug. Now remember, I've already set the timer. And yes, I did remove some more right rudder trim. And at this point, we'll unclip this guy, and then my thumb is pressing this line down to pinch it off. So when I let go of that, a little bit of fuel spurts into the engine. Enough, hopefully, to get it started. Come on. Come on. Very bad shut off, but otherwise, perfect climb out. A little bit of stall on the glide, but we didn't have a whole lot of speed there because the plane only ran for about 3 seconds. Glide looks good, and DT it about there. Safe landing. No, 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 no. That's pretty. Don't go in the tree. No. That's beautiful. All right, I hope you have enjoyed this video of showing how to fly some basic power models and also showcasing the Eureka. We're going to stop there. You can see where to proceed, just reducing the right rudder trim. And I hope you've gotten a feel for how to operate a fast power model and deal with pressure feed. So, questions, comments in the comments section below, and we'll see you. Hi, I'm Josh Finn. This is Hope. We are J&H Aerospace.
If you like this video, hit the like button.
Also, how about subscribe to our channel and check out jhaerospace.com for new free flight products and all of the tooling that you'll need to build them.
Thanks for watching.